Well, good morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is auction day, it's Wednesday, and we've travelled up to Mannheim in Plymouth. They call it Mannheim Plymouth, it's Mannheim Saltash because Plymouth's in Devon and Saltash is in Cornwall, so it's a bit controversial. But yes, we're here at Mannheim. Came last week, picked up the little white 71 plate Toyota Aygo. Was quite pleased with that one. Actually, that was quite a good price for that. Not quite sure why, but we're looking occasionally. Prices have been high. Prices have been doing sort of top book on everything, regardless of condition. Top book and a bit more. But that one last week did pleasantly surprise me, whether it's a bit of seasonal adjustment or something like that, or market correction. We'll have to sort of watch that because obviously we're used to paying higher prices. But anyway, we're here at the auction today. Have picked out, it's only really 2 or 3 there that I really want. There is a bit of a mixed bunch at this auction. There's a lot of local cars, some of which are fine, some of which have been sort of abused on rural roads and slightly neglected. But yeah, we'll go in there, get a catalogue, have a look around. Unfortunately, I cannot film in there, and I sort of do agree with that. It's not right to be filming auctions and filming what other people are doing whilst they're running their businesses. But we'll give you an update, see how we get on. Got my doubts whether this is going to be successful today, but we'll give you a bit of footage anyway. We've got our catalogue. Catalogue number 4. I've had a look around, and to be fair, there's really only 2 there that I can pick out that I really want, which I guess is somebody telling me I'm too fussy because there's 190 cars in the sale and I can only pick out 2. But anyway, that's just me. 2016 Peugeot 108, low mileage one there, looks quite tidy. Yeah, 28,000 miles on that one with full history, and cosmetically looks pretty good. And then a 23 registered Suzuki Swift. That does look quite a nice thing. Obviously that's quite a bit more money, but we'll see what it does. If it was sort of by the prices of last week, then we might be in luck, but I'm not going to overpay. Can't make a profit if you overpay. So anyway, auction starts in about 15 minutes, so I can have a quick cup of tea. And as you might guess, I've left my phone cradle at home, so you are perched up on the dashboard as I talk to you. So hope the footage comes out all right. So yeah, quick cup of tea and get back in there and see what happens. Okay, well, a quick update. We did get the Suzuki Swift. Hammer's just come down on that one, so I'm pleased with that. Numbers were okay. Yeah, about what I wanted, where I wanted to be. It'd be nice to win a bit less, but it's always the way. Yeah, so that's that one secured. We've got the Peugeot 108 later on. We'll see how that gets along. If it's the right money, we'll try and have it. It's a little bit, obviously a bit cheaper one for the forecourt. The Suzuki Swift is going to be one of the more expensive ones, so it'd be nice to have something a little bit cheaper, but we'll see how it does. Prices are fair today is what I would say. There's it isn't quite so frantic, and people are perhaps slightly more cautious, but then we have had a very expensive time of car prices. So back here for another quick cup of tea, and then we shall go in and see the Peugeot 108 go through, see how it does. So give you an update later. Well, to start with, let me apologise for the slightly crazy angle that you're looking at me from. The little Suzuki Swift came with a fitted camera cradle, but you seem to be looking at me from a strange angle, so we'll keep this brief. We waited around for the Peugeot 108. Cosmetically, it was quite good. I didn't like it when it started. It was quite tappety. I know they can be. It was the pre-2018 engine. The engines are the same in them. I know the older ones I've always found can be a bit less refined than the newer ones. So that slightly put me off, and I don't think it had any clutch in it. So they struggled to get it through the auction hall. So we left that one go. It had to have been very cheap, and it wasn't. It made fair money. So we've got the Suzuki Swift. We're heading back from Saltash back to Penzance now. Well, here we have today's purchase, the 2023 Suzuki Swift. I think it was about the newest one in the auction. I do like to buy as newer car as I can. So it's a 1.2 dual jet, repeat that, hybrid. The class is hybrid. I would call it sort of mild hybrid, but it does power the wheels, it does give you drive, but not without the power of the engine, so it sort of just tops up engine power. Yeah, it's got the nice diamond cut wheels and they all look good. Good tyres all round. A bit of a boot sticker thing there that might have to come off. Hopefully that's not hiding anything. Yeah, very straight level little car. Show it inside quickly. Obviously this hasn't been cleaned. It's got the wrap-round seats. All my stuff over there. Touchscreen media, leather steering wheel. So yeah, nice car. Done about 10-15 miles with it. All fine. I'd be disappointed if it wasn't really, being a 23 plate. Yeah, we will carry on back to Penzance. Okay, so we're back with it. It's now 4 o'clock. I've literally just dropped it there, dropped a price in the window, and we'll make a start cleaning that one tomorrow. Not going to take a lot, but time for a quick cup of coffee. And for the eagle-eyed among you, you'll notice that, of course, I drove up in one car and I've come back with this. So that means we're now going to have to go back to Saltash tonight to collect the other car. So back on the train at 6 o'clock, hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes to Saltash, get the bus, get back up to the auction and pick up my car. So the day's work hasn't ended yet. Right, we're back in the station, just waiting for the train at 6:15 to head back up to Saltash and collect my car and then finish the day with the return leg. Right, we're back on the train, just about to leave in about 10 minutes or so, back up to Saltash. Speaking quietly because I don't like speaking in public on a train. Just so you know, this isn't a rock and roll lifestyle. We have got lunch, and it is a Co-op beef sandwich from the reduced section, £1.35. Takes to right expect. Right, well, we're back in the car, heading for home. It's 9 o'clock. Just to sum up today, really. Obviously a long day, left home at 7:30 this morning. And it'll be 10 o'clock now tonight before we get back. So it's quite a long day. We did get another unit of stock in, the little Suzuki Swift, so that's good. Yeah, all
fairly successful. I think the biggest disaster this afternoon was getting on the train. I did remember to fill my flask up again, because I'd like to carry a flask with me. You know, count the pennies and all that. So I went off on the train back up to Saltash with a full flask of coffee, but no cup. So I had to discreetly try to drink some of this coffee directly out of my flask, which wasn't ideal. It stays quite hot in the flask, funnily enough. So then again, if that's the worst thing we have today, it's not too bad. So yeah, today, successful trip. Obviously a lot of dealers want to go to auction and buy multiple cars. I've never really been like that. I have done it in the past, and to be honest, if you get into a bit of an auction frenzy and buy several, you end up making mistakes, buying trouble. If you let the pressure of having gaps in your forecourt get to you, then that's when mistakes happen. And I've learned over the years that there's no point. There's no point in just buying cars to fill gaps. At the end of the day, if you've got gaps, because you've sold them, you've made the money. There's no point in reinvesting that money back into something else. Don't lose your money, or you know, it's going to need significant prep. I like to buy my cars as close to retail ready as I can, and that Suzuki today, yeah, it is. That'll be up for sale tomorrow. By the middle of the afternoon, that'll be photographed and on the website. It's actually on the website already. I did that on the train, but it'll be properly photographed and done by tomorrow. And that's better than having 10 cars turn up on a transporter. Where do you start with that? Where do you begin to start with that? I'm a one-man band. Obviously, if you've got the infrastructure around you, valeters, mechanics, obviously I've got access to mechanics, I've got access to body shop, I do my own valeting. But yeah, if you've got the scale to do it, then that's fine, absolutely fine. But you're also under big pressure, and I've often thought that really small is beautiful. I think at my peak I carried 30 cars in stock, but for one person by themselves, that was just too many. I couldn't keep on top of them. Those were the days when, you know, everything was 2,995, 3,995. Your dearest car was 4.5, 4,995. I mean, now they're 10, 12, 15,000 for a single unit. But to be honest, I do prefer it that way. Buying next to retail ready keeps the other costs down, the hidden costs, the paint work, the mechanical repairs, bits and pieces. So yeah, that's why I do it the way I do it. Absolutely fine if you do it the other way and buy 50 at an auction. Good for you. It's somebody's got to buy them. So yeah. Horses for courses, courses for horses, whatever you say. So anyway, last thing I'd like to say is, and I haven't mentioned her before, but a big shout out to my wife, who is really, really supportive. This is not ideal. We've got 2 young children. You know, this isn't great being away from home. It's not. It's once or twice a week we have days like this, so it's not every day, but couldn't do it without her support. So a big thank you to her. I won't name her, she would hate that. And the kids as well, actually, they're really good. They're really supportive. I think they find it quite interesting. They keep telling me they're not going to follow me into it, and I think that's probably wise. But they do enjoy sort of watching it from a distance. So, to summarise, good day. I hope you're enjoying the content. If there's anything you want me to cover, talk about, any feedback on the videos, they're not perfect. I'm quite aware they're not perfect. It's just a little bit of a sort of a fly on the wall, bird's eye view of how these cars end up in my forecourt. And if you're enjoying them, give them a like, subscribe to the channel. You know, obviously the subscription thing is the main thing. It is taking quite a bit of work to build it up. There's some very professional people doing this sort of car dealer YouTube thing, and they're doing it a lot better than me. I'm just giving you a chance to see who that man is who sits in that little office on the A394 Sudgeon is. It's me. This is how I do things. If you like it and you want to buy a car from me, absolutely brilliant, but I accept it might not impress you. It's certainly not, as I said, it's certainly not rock and roll. It's certainly not a champagne lifestyle. But anyway, if you're enjoying the content, give it a like, give it a subscribe, and we'll keep making content that you want to see. We'll leave it there for now. Obviously I've got a little bit of drive left to get home. Haven't had my tea yet, get something on the way. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourself, all the best, and thank you for your support. Bye for now.